All right, I'm going to get back working on this thing again. I've got to try and get it running right. I've got couple of ideas. I've been speaking to a few people. Just going off what... Honestly, I don't know what's wrong with the bloody thing. But I'm going to pull the carbies back off it. But before I do that, I'll just lock that in. Clamp the stay thing there. Before I do that, looks like I'm going to pull this cover here off. I'm going to re-torque the head. It's a bit of a pain, but looks like I've pretty much got to take the water pump off, I think. I've got to take the distributor off. Undo all them bolts, get that off. I just want to have a look in there anyway, but they reckon when you start these motors and you run them for a bit, you have to re-torque the head. So I've got to do that for starters. And then it looks like I'm going to have to pull the carbies off. So we'll see how that goes. Busy off. I've got those leads off. Not sure if I filmed that before or not. I was going to take this pump thing off, water pump, but I may get away with just undoing these two bolts here. See if I can keep that gasket in one piece. I do have a spare gasket. That water pump gasket came in the kit, and when I bought the kit, the water pump kit, it came with gaskets. So what I'm going to do next is this thing. Get that off. I'll take this and that off, and then I'll start undoing these bolts, but I'll get a bit of cardboard, and so I want these bolts to go back in the exact position, so I'll mark these bolts. I've got this bit of cardboard here marked out. As I take a nut out, as I take a bolt out, so I'll take that bolt out there, so that bolt there, it'll go in there. And I'll go down this way, take that one, go right around. There's 19 of them. The reason for that is it's an old engine, it's had work done on a lot, and I've made these bolts custom fit to the right down to the full depth of the thread, and they're not all the same. That's why I'm doing that. Pull them off. See how they're all different lengths. It saves me stuffing around trying to, organise that. It's already organised. Everything's undone. It is glued on, so I'll see if I can get that off, and I may or may not have to take that water pump off. I'll take the battery out if I do. We'll see what happens. Got that off. Everything looks pretty good in here. Come off fairly easy, really. I just put a bit of wood here, and I just leave it under there and just popped up. Got that gasket off good. I've already cleaned that. I'm going to torque those head bolts down shortly. Now I've just got to clean this up over here now. Give that a clean and it can all go back in. I went over all those bolts. Not one of them was loose. They're tighter than, they're supposed to be 18 PSI. Yeah, I ain't doing that. But I've gone over them. I forget what it was. 18 PSI is something like, you multiply it by 12 anyway. And that's in inch pounds. I have to double check what that was. But they're tight. They're super tight. They're way more than 18 inch pounds. They're about, probably more like getting close to 20, 25. Not one of them's loose. I just wanted to look in there anyway. That's all good. This will get put back together. I just spilled a little bit of oil on these lobes here. But I've just got to clean this up here now. Get that ready and I'll put it back on. Right, I'm just thinking of laying off bloody pulling these carbies off, because it might not be that. I've already rebuilt those carbies. I reckon there's nothing wrong with them. I've had a few people contact me and say that the floats, it could be the float, but yeah, that is right. It could be the float. It could be the freaking exhaust pipe for all I know. But like I said, I've rebuilt those carbies, and when you pull the floats off these, you pull the bowls off carbies, you can tell by the amount of fuel that's in them, right? If the float's out, it'll have more fuel or less. They've all got the same amount of fuel. So that's what's telling me that's not that. I'm not saying it isn't that, but since yesterday, I've got a message from my mate Michael, who doesn't live far from here. He's been helping me a bit with his car. And he's car's got the exact same problem. He just built the motor, and he reckons it's plug cap. He's had people, you know, on the forum or whatever it is, make sure you've got 5 ohm plug caps. So I've just tested these. They're not 5 ohms. They're lucky to be 1. Like they're just Chinese stuff, as far as I can see anyway. They've got a little like resistor or something in them. It's probably here somewhere. It's in there somewhere. So anyway, I'm going to get 5 ohm things of these things and shove them in. It's worth a try. I don't want to keep pulling these carbies on and off. Phone just went flat. Yeah, I don't want to keep pulling the carbies on and off. I've already pulled them off once or twice. I can't remember, whatever it is. I'm going to give that a go first. It's just, it may not be necessary. I just rechecked these, right? Just do each one, turn it on, put on the ohms, test it, and then do that to each one. Turn it back off, go back to it, turn it back on, test the next one. These two are 1.1. That one's 2.4, and this one's about 1.9. So they're all over the place. They should be 5 ohms. So they're not right, those caps. So I'll get new caps and go from there. Anyway, time's come to get this car running. Back, you know, get it. It's nearly done. I'm sick of it sitting here. I've got other stuff to do. I have done other stuff to this car, but I haven't put up the videos. I've readjusted all the torsion bar suspension at the front, so it's not as low. Like the thing was dragging on the ground, it was too low. I've redone the. I've finished off the roof. I finished off inside it, but like these parts here are supposed to be chrome. See this gutter here and this bit here, but I've fixed them all up and they're getting done black for now. You know, if in the future Matt wants to get them chromed, he can, but I was sick of leaving them over there on my bench. This is where we're at with this car. I've just changed those spark plug caps. It's made no difference. Still running on. I'm about to pull the plugs out and check, but I can just tell the front, it's not firing on all the cylinders. I'd say the front one. I've got, the fuel pressure's dropped a little bit. Now I've got this thing on it. I'll give it a quick start, but that fuel pressure's absolutely perfect. I can adjust it to where I want. 2.8 is where it's got to be. So I can start it without. It was on 2.8, but that's as high as it goes. It was on 2.8, but it's on 2.8 there. Fuel pressure's dropping. Weird. Turn it off. I don't have any coolant in the bloody thing. Seems odd. It's dropping, fuel pressure's dropping. What the hell's that all about? Well, I'm just about to pull these plugs out and check that, but she ain't running today. It's not fixed. It's still running like, it's running shit really. I guess, yeah, anyway, I'll check it. Looking under here, having a bit of a look around. Oh, looks good. There's no oil leaks, there's definitely no fuel leaks. I think that fuel pressure thing's doing that because it's only running on 3 cylinders. That's what I think. I can't see any reason why it would be dropping fuel pressure. Bit weird, but anyway, I was hoping that fixed it, but obviously it hasn't. It's bloody annoying. Friggin' annoying. Anyway, it's only money, I suppose. There's nothing wrong with them other ones. Well, they're not 5 ohms. At least these ones are the right ohms, I suppose. Anyway, I'll pull the bloody spark plugs out of it and double check. You know, I know it's not running on all the cylinders. You can tell by the sound of it. So, looks like I've got to pull the friggin' carbies off it. I was hoping not to. Alright, I'll pop these off. I just can't see any reason why it would drop fuel pressure like that. Unless it's just getting some backup in there or something, I don't know. That's the first time I've noticed it doing that. Anyway, these plugs, the 2 center ones are fired. That's number 1. That's number 4. Doesn't look like it's fired. These bloody things. Now I'm gonna have to double check a few things, but something's not right. It's worse. Yeah, right, well that's pretty disappointing, but it seems to be getting the right fuel pressure now. It's not the spark, it's got nothing to do with spark. I just tested it, the spark's perfect. But anyway, at least it's got 5 ohm caps. But yeah, I don't think that's nothing to do with it. It's not making the right fuel pressure now, so the only thing that can be that do that's the fuel pump. So maybe this stupid Chinese fuel pump's died. Like it still works, it still makes noise when you turn it on, but it doesn't seem to be making enough power. So that's caused it to drop this cylinder here now. It's only firing the 2 center cylinders. I've just got to make sure it's got the right fuel pressure before I do anything. I'm not going to take them carbies off until I know that. You know, I'm actually thinking of changing these carbies. I don't want to. I think they look pretty cool. But I do have a set of carbies here. I've rebuilt them. They're ready to go on. All I've got to do is make a manifold. Here they are there. So, will I put them on? Who knows? But there, I've got to make a manifold and I can put them on. Which is a bit of a prick of a job. But yeah, it's definitely not getting the right fuel pressure. That can stop it from, that can make it drop cylinders. It looks like I'm going to buy another fuel pump. I wish I could get a proper one, the original type. Anyway, I suppose I'll make another video. Here it is again, still not running right. I haven't worked on this motor since November. It's now June. I'm just over it. I'm bloody over the whole thing. Anyway, I'll make a video. This is what's going on.